morning. It's what? Today's Friday?
No,
Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. Good morning.
Friday.
I don't know what day of the week it is ever. Sophie, you can't join me for the long run, or half of it. How was it?
It was great.
She's
so beautiful.
a lot faster than I am, so I'm, just trailing behind her. I'm not trailing that far behind her. We met at the halfway point. I'm on a long run today, 8 or 9 miles. I guess we'll see how it pans out. And she ran all the way down to the end of the islands where we met, ran together for a bit. Actually, she beat me to the end, so she met me kind of like halfway up one of the other ones. Anyways, good morning again. We're gonna head back now. It's a beautiful day. Like, these sunrises are killer. This is probably the number 2 or number 3 reward to getting up earlier consistently and running first thing. The other rewards are all in here, but this is a really good reward nonetheless. And the morning weather has tended to be a little bit friendlier as well. So, at least I've been able to dodge the rain and the snow so far. And the river is flooding. That's the last thing I'll say before I keep going. You may have noticed that. It's not super high, like you can actually see that it's not over the walkway over there, but it is in some other areas. And I love it. When the river swells, let's say it's swelling, it looks really good. Anywho, let's keep running. Reason number one has been for my mental health. Getting up early and consistently has worked like wonders for just how I feel. Like, I may not even get a full 8-hour sleep that I want, but getting up consistently at the same time every morning, there's just like a click. It's just kind of magical. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, of course, somebody even mentioned this in the comments, and of course it's an old saying, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy and wealthy and wise. And I'm not sure about the wise or the wealthy, but I do feel a lot healthier, especially just emotionally and mentally. It sucks getting up first thing in the morning, but it's so regularly worth it now that it's actually not hard to do. The second is physical. I mean, obviously, running more. When I already ran a fair amount, it's a great boost. It's not hard to get out here and go for long runs, and I want to keep that going because I feel great. I feel energized for the day. I feel ready to just kind of face whatever's coming, and I'm gonna be way ahead of my goals, at least to start. Of course, the other physical downside is that you've got wee little problems on your feet. Things I definitely had to bandage up a toe this morning, preventatively. And also, if you're gonna run a lot, especially anything over 10K, make sure you get anti-chafing sticks or powder. But you're gonna want that. I'll put a link to the one I used below just in case you're not sure what I'm talking about. I think I lost 30 minutes just kind of standing here, not knowing what to do with myself. I put my laundry away. I need to go grocery shopping, so I don't have any food. So I think that's actually the core problem, is that I went for an 8-mile run and have eaten applesauce. Also, these guys are gonna start chiseling on the walls again, apparently. Good morning. For the third time, apparently. This may be the downside. The benefits to the mental health and emotional health and physical health might be mildly contradicted by the vacation of my entire intellect and ability to think straight, but that is a problem that I can solve with calorically. So I'm going to do that here in a minute. I also just found out that there's a delivery for me out that apparently was just delivered 10 minutes ago. Maybe I should go get that really quick. Yeah, I'll be right back. Victory and success. This is something I've been wanting to get for a long time. It's a replacement for something that got stolen. Whoa, and there's two of them. Peak Designs Capture Clip version 3. These guys go on, you'll see, I'm in the process of putting together a little bit of a gear video, a series of gear videos that I'll release over time. I mean, everything's just up in the air with lockdown potentially coming. I guess we'll find out tomorrow night what is actually happening there. But basically what this does is it enables you to hang your camera off of your camera strap. Hashtag not sponsored. I'm not sponsored. I paid cash money for this. But I had one of these on my backpack that got stolen, and I miss it so much. I love it. Because it just makes carrying your camera so much easier. And I wanted to get two of them because one of the things that I miss the most when I'm walking around with my sling, which is just the one strap, is I never had a clip on it. So I'm gonna put those together here soon, and that'll make carrying my camera around great, except I'm about to send my camera in for warranty repair. That's one of the things I gotta do this week after we do some more gear video shots with it. It needs to be looked at. So, you know, I got this stuff just in time to not be able to use it, because that's just the way the world works sometimes. Sometimes you just can't use the stuff that you want to use when you want to use it. Anyways, I've been thinking a little bit about the whole identity thing, and I asked this before in a video, and it was interesting. Maybe I made a Twitter poll out of this, I don't remember. But I talked about how I never saw myself as a runner, and I didn't really want to. And I think that part of the reason I didn't want to take on that identity is that, for one, like, I don't see myself, I don't know, I like running, I like going and exercising, but I guess in my mind I thought of it almost as a competitive thing. Like, well, if I'm a runner, then I need to be more intense. I need to fit into this group of people that maybe I don't actually fit into. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's actually what's going on. What's actually been beneficial, especially since I've flipped that switch in my head to say, no, look, I want to run. I should think of myself as a runner, is that it makes it that much easier. Like, there's no question in the morning about getting up and going for a run. It's actually crazy how powerful that's been. Because in the past I would have been like, okay, I need to make myself get up. I want to go for a run, and there'd be a debate and like, and I'm not saying that the desire to stay in bed has gone away, and that the desire to just maybe not run today has gone away, but those voices are way quieter. And because I'm setting myself up for success in the sense that I'm getting into the habit of getting up earlier anyways, and I want to start my day with a run, and you know, I've even laid out some of my clothes in the morning sometimes just to make it that much easier. And then having like a friend like Sophie waiting for me down on the river. I went running with another friend last week, and it adds, you just kind of put those pieces in place. Where like, nope, I'm a runner, and if I'm a runner, I'm gonna get up and run. And I don't know that it is that simple, but in a lot of ways it has been that simple to really upgrade my sense of motivation, especially first thing in the morning, when it's still dark outside and freezing cold. And yeah, I mean, staying in bed does sound really tempting. What I gotta figure out for today is, I have a bunch of stuff that I'd like to do, you know, on my computer here, get that done. Some prep work, but I also know that it's very possible that we're going into another lockdown. I don't know how serious it'll be. Part of me wants to believe that it won't be that serious because the last one wasn't. Part of me hopes that it will be more serious, in the sense that I just hope that they take it seriously. So I just gotta be prepared to maybe not leave my apartment for a month or two. And in that spirit, you may remember that I went to Leroy Merlin not that long ago to look at stuff and try to see in real time. I wasn't in the right headspace to get anything, but I do want to get a couple of projects ready to go. And not even have projects to do during quarantine, but just make my space that much better. So there's a possibility that I go down and do that today, because their website is terrible and it's so hard to actually use or like to find the stuff that I'm looking for. So I might just go in and order that in person, but I'm gonna be down there tomorrow anyways, so why go all the way downtown today? This, you can see why, like, maybe I'm a little bit useless. I'm gonna sit down and do some work. I'll eat something, and then we will reconvene shortly. And you know, you'll know. I went grocery shopping. I did go grocery shopping, and I think I might have met my future. There's a potential contender for the apartment at the end of the hall, who I met in the hall when I came back in the middle of the construction going on 2 doors down. It's like 2 doors down in either direction. They were doing construction forever, and as soon as they finished, these guys are doing construction. After those guys had already done construction to sell, and then the new owners did construction to rent. I don't know what these guys are doing. Probably the same thing, just... Anywho, I also had to run to the bank because that saga has yet to come to its conclusion, and I don't know what to do with their whole, like, you know, verifying your phone number by sending you mail scheme. Makes no sense. But I ended up getting some work done off to the side here, knocked a couple things off the list. And I'm organizing. I mean, the week is kind of filling up because we're in this place where, and you may have noticed the tweet on screen when I was filming was from my friend Lindsay, who was citing an article talking about how there's just all this endless back and forth, like all the rumors coming out from like the defense ministry and so forth. In very traditional means, the French love to leak policy before they enact it in a particular way that I don't actually fully understand, but through newspapers. That happened, among other things, that led everyone to believe that a lockdown was imminent, but Macron's office has said that they have no such plans. So we're left in this perpetual who knows what's going on. But my plan is still to get ready for it just in case. I have some stuff I want to get for here to finish up the shelving there, coffee station, a little bit more storage in the corner if nothing else, and yeah, and I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow and hopefully have enough energy for it and go for a little bike ride with Sam. Maybe we can do a bike ride and then go look for stuff. But I have just some meetings that were going to happen like next week that I condensed into this week, like just kind of shoving everything into this week in case we get locked down. You can see how this has real world effects on how we live our lives, but you know, because you're living through the same thing we are. And that's the crazy thing. We are all living through this unprecedented event, well, unprecedented in our lifetimes, at least, event. And it's so weird. I mentioned this in my photo of the day the other day, but that whole feeling of like getting used to this, getting used to the crushing, never-ending like lack of freedom in so many ways, but also getting used to an empty Paris and getting used to, you know, not being able to do so many things that we used to love. It just feels like we've lived a different life for the last year. So I'll get ready for whatever comes next, and hopefully we know sooner than later, but the not knowing is probably the worst part. And then we'll see where it goes from there. Anywho, I'm just gonna kind of keep puttering around here and getting some work done. Also resting a little bit, because I didn't take much time to rest, and especially because I set myself up to be a little lower energy after not eating enough after running. I'm going to do better about having food ready, especially after long runs, but still really glad that I got up and went for that. I just feel really good about these long runs and being able to sprinkle them into my regular 5 to 10K runs. And I need to go even farther, which I will in time. I'm gonna leave it here. One of the other things that I'm gonna do, moving forward, I'm gonna get back to being organized. That's like the theme of the last few weeks, has been getting organized again. And I used to, in the between times, whenever I was vlogging daily, regularly, I had it scheduled in. My Patreon producers, I'm gonna go back to doing that, randomizing it. And the way that I'll do that is all my patrons, thank you patrons. I will take all my active patrons at the beginning of every month, randomly choose 25 or 30, put them in a list, and that way I've got a little to-do list, like checklist, that I can just go down and do them whenever it is that I'm making a vlog. That way they're not associated with a particular date, they're just in line, and that way I don't, find myself being like, wait, I missed one, or oh no, like I don't have any planned for today, which is kind of where I ended up for a while. So I'm gonna get organized on that. But for the rest of January, I'm gonna go with whoever is the most recent patron that I haven't already shouted out that in January. And so if you'd love to be a patron producer, now's your chance. If you want to jump on Patreon, hop on over. It is what has gotten me through this entire year. It is a great way to keep me making these videos. Gloria, Licea, thank you for being my most recent patron producer as of this filming, and I hope you're doing well. I hope all of you are doing well wherever it is you are. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for a little bit of a bike ride and maybe some pseudo furniture shopping. It's gonna be mostly little things, but we got just a little farther to go. It's that last like 10% to push, and then we'll probably just call it good. I mean, there's always more you can do, but we should probably call it good at some point. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow.